Hello and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator. When we last left off, we're cleaning a big hand. Let's continue to clean that big hand. I'm trying to get as much up here as I can without having to get back down. I'm not doing the greatest job, but like you're not given any ladders in this area, so I think I'm doing pretty good given the circumstances. Um, let's see. Oh, that's fine. Feel like the rest of the dirt for that one is in Alm. So we are nearly done with this. I didn't want to call it quits in the previous episode, but I felt like maybe it would make more sense too. I don't know how long this is going to take because there are some fiddly sections, and that could add extra time. And the last thing I want is to spend, a good half an hour cleaning something. Yeah, we'll have to get into the hand itself. And then, of course, we're going to have to do another pass because there are sections that are still dirty, but only just. Okay. And of course, we still need to get the rest of the inner column. And we need to get into the nooks and crannies and the crevices. But I'm hoping, if I'm remembering everything correctly, and again, I'm gonna have to have another look, but if I'm remembering correctly, we should not have that much more to go in the game. I think there's a handful of areas still left, but we'll have to see. Uh, these are the fiddly bits. Because there is no reason for this to still be. Yeah, like. This is still dirty because of that. This is still dirty because that. we go. Come on, there we go. Spike, fin, spike, fin. Like this, that made no sense. This makes no sense. Like, what even was dirty there? That would be, I think, the underside of that bit of finger. There we go. Yeah. Okay. But I don't believe there should be that much left of the game. I know the fishing boat that we've already been given, or informed of. Emma. And this is what drives me up a wall. Is this section right here still being regarded as being dirty? There we go. So much of this webbing being dirty is little specks. So at this rate, I don't see anything. But it's still being just. And we're almost done. Because the palm is actually technically considered clean. Yeah, the palm is clean. We did that last video. Again, in the hand. I think we can get away with going back to the stubby for that, though. Did I? I did not. Let's see what the question for the day is. Yeah, okay, so the question I thought up, the episode, not previous to this one, but, when we were still doing the monument statue. What is your favorite culture to learn about? And I don't mean in like a fetishistic sort of way that a lot of people tend to when they're take to learning about a different culture. But like that bit of culture that never gets taught. Or gets taught, but you never stop loving learning about it. Because I like culture. I like culture quite a lot. I don't know anything about the rapper culture. If there's a rapper named Culture. Let's show you how. present I am. Still... Pistol. Okay, that, you're gonna have to show me that one. No, this. Come on. Here, on here, are we still dirty? Really? Okay. All that. Okay. Let's move on. The fishing boat. We can get, I think, given the circumstances, we can tackle quite a bit there. But, okay. Let's grab, because I think... There we go. We will slowly piece back the, okay. We'll slowly start putting back the cleaner. I've got to say that all my time at sea, I've never seen a wake like that before. Oh? I'm racking my brain just to think of what could have caused such a thing. Ah, couldn't tell you. And I don't know what wake you're talking about. The kind of thing you'd expect when the side falls off a volcano or there's a subterranean earthquake or some such. Uh, Given the circumstances, all of those things are wholly possible. It's actually genuinely possible. Um, Given the volcano. So we're gonna start at the bottom so we don't have to finish down here. I have been thinking about the potential SAG strike for voice actors, and thinking, if I'm remembering correctly, there are a number of companies on the Struck Studios list, and if I'm remembering right, Epic is actually one of them. So if the strike does proceed, I may have to reevaluate. I may have to reconsider what games I'm going to stream and where I'm going to stream them from. Or what games I'm going to play and where I'm going to, what I'm going to use to play them. I believe I remember seeing Epic on that list, which, given the circumstances, I think kind of makes sense, because Epic has kind of been known for its non-sensory. So I may take a moment to stop and have a look at what the struck companies are and what the if a strike does proceed, rather, seeing what the struck companies would be, rather. because a strike hasn't happened yet. SAG is still on strike, but the voice actors and mocap artists are not on strike as of yet. They've authorized striking, but they are not striking yet. Like with any situation, an authorization is just, hey, if this doesn't work out, if you don't concede to our requests, our perfectly reasonable requests, because it's stuff like better pay and better benefits, and it's like voice actors don't make a ton of money, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, you might get a little more money if you're like doing smaller jobs. I don't want to say smaller jobs, but like if the project scope is smaller, you might be paid better, possibly. But my understanding is voice actors really are not paid well. And because that is the case, and because mocap artists are also not paid very well, from my understanding, yeah, no, there's a very good reason why that strike is liable to happen. And I would be, of course, supporting that, and I don't know what the extent of that support would be. That, I'm sorry, that's not accurate. That's not an accurate way to put it. I would definitely be avoiding Struck Studios. I would be avoiding Struck Works. And I would be avoiding all that I could. If that means like trying to figure out how to play old video games from, the 80s and the 90s, then so be it. But there we go. That is that. Let's get the rudder. And if it means even going so far as maybe going on a hiatus until the strike is over, I may actually do that as well. Because, again, this is a hobby, and I support labor unions, and yes, it's nice to be able to make these videos, but I know how to hold off on things, And I'd be bummed to stop making them, sure, but I feel like worker solidarity is more important. And just so you're aware, unions have probably given you everything, every bit of working protections you have. Those workers' protections were not given to you by the grace of the company that you work for. They were given to you by labor unions fighting for them. So, remember, when somebody tells you that unions don't do anything, remember they're probably trying to sell you something. There we go. Yep, just remember that if somebody is trying to sell you the idea that unions don't work or strikes don't work, remember that they're probably trying to tell you that for a reason. So don't buy. There we go. I know that looked silly, but it worked. So it's not silly if it works. But yeah, if I have to hiatus the channel because of a strike, I will. I am not going to make two bones about it. If it comes to a point where I can't play anything because of the strikes without, doing what is essentially free promo work for these studios, and that's actually what that would be. I would rather just not play. And maybe that sounds really, really terrible, but at the end of the day, that solidarity is important, and it's the only way that strikes work. Are strikes inconvenient? Yeah, they're inconvenient, but they're supposed to be. So, like, the disruption is the point. But you will have a lot of people try to sell you on the idea that not only do strikes not work, they're not worth the time and you shouldn't support them. Those are the people who are trying to very much erode workers' rights. Or because if strikes didn't work, studios wouldn't have any issue continuing on. And not only would studios and companies, I should say, because we're not just referring to the entertainment industry here. Companies wouldn't have any problem continuing on, but like you have a lot of people who believe very much in class solidarity and worker solidarity. And no, I'm not working at the moment, but class consciousness is important. And yes, it is actually very important for you to support the strikes. Also, there are some lovely folks out there who, while the WGA was still striking, a little earlier on, I think, closer to the 80-day mark, I think. Because if you'll note, the WGA struck for nearly 5 months, I think. I think they stopped at like 146 or something like that. Because they started in May, and like they started in May and ended at nearly October. So, yeah, that's about 140 odd days. I completely lost my train of thought. I do not remember what I was saying. Yeah, class solidarity, I guess. Not I guess. I guess that's the point I was attempting to make. Class solidarity, work with solidarity, don't cross a picket line, don't be a scab. Strikes work. Uh, your boss doesn't care about you if COVID has shown you nothing else. Your boss cares more about their bottom line than they do about you as a person. Even if they say they care about you as a person, uh, you are your productivity. You are not you as a person. But we're gonna move on from that conversation because I have actually lost my train of thought, and it's probably not coming back. So, hang on. There. It is obnoxious. Look at all those barnacles. Make sure we're cleaning the keel. Because we didn't do it right we didn't do it right when we were doing that pass. So I uh still thinking maybe that I will take a week off to give myself a little bit of a chance to start recording ahead when I'm done with this. Uh, I want to actually, like, take a moment and get stuff done. Right. I want to get stuff done in a pretty timely manner. Because, again, it really just helps out quite a bit. And yeah, I'm taking more time to clean this, not just because it gives me a little more time to, but this is a big boat, and there's still quite a lot left. I literally am literally just getting to 20%. I'm still not sure what I'm playing after this. I will have to hope that she wishy. It's Harper. Lost my phone to the desert, so I had to get a new one. Think I remembered your details right. Yep, you did. Anyway, Sonia thinks she's close to a breakthrough with the statues, so we might need you back over here soon. I'm trying very hard to balance getting stuff done in a timely manner and keeping pretty consistent with the videos. And I think I might be striking an okay balance, I hope. I was also not remembering how much of this game there was, so I may have miscalculated a bit. I may also have to go back and give some of this stuff a once over. Oh, okay. Come on. Let me have the keel. Come on. There we go. I'm trying to strike a decent balance between the length of these videos and the amount of stuff that gets done. Also, apparently I missed a couple of achievements, but I'm not, like, actively seeking them out, so... Apparently there's one in the playground area where if you take one of the soccer balls and get it up the slide, like up the slide, not up the stairs, you get an achievement there, which is neat. The achievement I got for cleaning the temple, or the church, sanctuary, the something. Apparently not apparently, I actually got that one, of, there, of not either not moving the gnome, or moving the gnome and getting it back where it was. And of course we got that. There we go. I think I may have to see. How much of this can I get from the sides? Of course, we still have to clean the anchor. So, I think... Hold, please. Okay, I took a second to look at what all would be struck, and there is a surprising amount of stuff. If strikes ultimately do end up happening, there is... So the companies that are being negotiated with at the moment are Activision, Blindlight, Disney, EA, Epic, Formosa, Insomniac, Take-Two, VoiceWorks, and Warner Brothers. And looking at Formosa, Formosa also does stuff. Rockstar Games, and uh, so it's actually probably a lot more difficult to find an industry game uh, that wouldn't be a problem. Uh, oh, as opposed to that. Because there is quite a lot. I knew there was going to be a number of them because I'd seen Epic on the list, but I wasn't aware to what extent. I still wholeheartedly mean what I say when I say that I have no interest in uh, engaging with struck work. Should should a strike proceed, I will just, should I continue doing games, I will just have to be extremely mindful. Hold please. Okay. Uh, right. I want to finish as much of down here as possible before I go moving onto the ship proper. And I do believe there's a cat. In the area. Yeah, you can hear it. There we go. Because the hull was actually surprisingly ain't clean. Well, maybe that's unsurprising. That. Let's start cleaning this bit of trim. Because honestly, it just makes sense since we're over here. And we can also, let's grab that. We can get as much of the trim as humanly possible all at once, as well as getting the hull. Makes you think of all of the stuff that you don't know the name for that absolutely has a name. Like, I can't remember what it is, but like the tops of your foot have names. Uh, um, the dot over the I, the cross of the T, those have names, and like they're important, sure, but like it's not something you actively think about. I don't actively think about ships that much, so the gun whale. Gunwale? Gun whale. That's a name I don't know. It's a term I don't know. But still need to know. There we go. Of course, my main concern is just getting the underside and the side. Because those are areas that I don't want to have to come back out of the boat to clean. And I have not forgotten about the anchor. You kinda can't. There we go. I will likely sit down and make a list of to get back to the strike. I will likely get back, sit down rather, and figure out what of my games would not be playable. I'm just gonna straight up scrap anything that launches out of Epic, which is a surprising amount of my game library. But I still do have Steam. I still have some of the games that I got through Prime. I've got itch.io, which I think is having its own set of issues. But I think that's more along the lines of their being fussy to creators. Um, but I don't remember the details. Or am I thinking of somebody else? I may be thinking of somebody else. Um, but yeah, I've got Steam. I've got uh, Game Pass for the time being, which I might give up for a little while due to not working at the moment. There we go. And let's see. Yeah, I still I likely won't bother with anything EA as because EA is actually straight up on the list. What am I missing here? So, excuse me. That puts me down to launchers, but it doesn't put me down too much. Oh, again, I will note that the bulk of my game library is in Epic. And that's not, you know, SAG-AFTRA's fault. That's me not being able to give up free games. Where is this last little bit of dirt? Let's see. Purpose stone plastic. Uh, no. Where I'm missing. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, what? That makes no sense. Like, and this is what I mean. Like, there is no discernible reason for this section to still be dirty. Hmm. I'm just gonna move on. Because it's going to drive me up a wall, and it's going to be something completely absurd. Okay, let's see if we can't. Let's see if we can't get this side clean, at the very least. But let's see. I would actually also have to go through the list of games I have in my individual launchers. Might not hurt to do that today. And because while I don't want a strike to happen, I do want a deal to be worked out. I do also understand that companies tend to be greedy, and they're often going to avoid dealing as much as they can, unless they absolutely have to. And I recognize that strike is likely going to force their hand, and I'm cool with that. I will just have to plan accordingly. And if that means playing little indie games, I don't want it to be misconstrued. When I say little indie games, I don't mean the indie games aren't worth playing. They are very much worth playing. I tend to really like indie games, but if if I have to play little games that no one's ever heard of from a launcher that no one's ever heard of, then that's what I'll do. I have zero qualms about that. But before I do anything, I need to work out what would be and would not be in violation. We're almost at 40%. I still don't know what little bit of the side is a problem. Because nothing is showing. Have you heard of freak waves? No, I have not. They can just appear out of nowhere, even on a calm sea. That sounds like a problem. Some kind of constructive interference of wave patterns or focusing wave energy. That's... that is quite the thing. I don't know if that's actually a real thing or not. Because as fascinating as I find the ocean, I know next to nothing about it. Get that. I wonder if going back over... Let's try you. Yeah, this is gonna be a pain. Huh. Like, I see little bits and bobs that could potentially be an issue, but I'm not seeing so much that it makes sense. Yeah, no, I feel like the hull's just being fussy for no reason. Which means that I am probably, for the best, just gonna have to move on. And I don't want to. I would rather finish the hull, but if it's going to continue being fussy, I'm not going to be able to. So I'm just going to move on. We're going to start with the inside of the ship. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to do the anchor. That is actually what we're going to finish on. So we're going to clean the anchor and the chain. Oh, some of the chain anyway. The rest of the chain is on the ship. We're going to finish the anchor. And then we're going to call it good. Then I'm going to sit here for a little longer, and I'm going to compile a list of the games that I have. Not just for my own benefit. Not just for this potential of a strike, but also but because it would make life a million times easier. There we go. So, that's actually where we're going to call it. As a reminder of the question for the day, what is your favorite culture to learn about? That is all. So I have been Dorkanaut. This has been PowerWash Simulator, and when we come back, we are going to continue on with the big boat. And if you enjoyed this video, any of the videos in the series, or any of the videos I've ever done, please consider leaving a like on the video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell so you know when I upload, even if it is really regular. All of that helps with getting the video out to you and to other people. I also have a coffee. You can find me at coffee.com/dorkanaut. That is ko-fi.com/dorkanaut if you're so inclined to leave a tip, but please do not feel obligated. But yeah, come see me again sometime, won't you? Bye.